The purpose of this DVD will be to go over the safety features and the operations of this piece of equipment. The first safety feature is your emergency cord. When you push on that cord, as I did with my knee, you'll notice that button was released. To reset it, simply pull the button. On the control panel, there is also an emergency stop, which will do the same thing. It will kill the power to your main motor. To reset that, you will simply turn it clockwise. It releases, and the power comes back on. At this point, I'd like to demonstrate the purpose of the buttons. When your power is on and the emergency stop is not on, you will have this light will be lit up, indicator light, power indicator light. You will turn the key on. At this point, you push the buttons, and as demonstrated, it will be going in the direction of the arrow, which would be pulling the metal in. This button reverses the movement, which would pull it out. The bending roll, up and down. If you notice the down button, you'll notice the display will also go down. This is in inches, telling you where you're at any time. Up, you'll see the numbers increasing. There's set points on this display. 0 will hit a limit switch at 0, and at 4.72 inches in the down direction it will hit the other limit switch, which should be able, you should take a piece of metal and run it straight through that point. The purpose of this part of the video is to demonstrate the purpose of the bending roll motor. Down, up, you'll see the limit switches, you see the function of it. This is your adjustment for your pinch roll. This is your manual drop-in. To remove this, to remove a cylinder, you will pull the pin, move the handle up, and at this point you will move the roll out, remove your cylinder. Once the cylinder is removed, you will bring it back in, down until it clicks back into place. There is a safety switch here that will not allow the motor to run while the manual dropout is out of position. We cut a piece of 16 gauge metal, 80 inches by 31.4 inches, which will give us a 10-inch cylinder once it's complete. As a guide, we've gotten a piece of 16 gauge, small piece of metal, and we've used it to adjust the pinch plate roll. What you're trying to achieve is it's slightly loose here, but in the middle, it's tight. On this end, it's loose also. Therefore, you know it's going to grab in the middle and pull it in. Now that our pinch plate is adjusted, pinch roll is adjusted, the next step is to hit the reverse for the rolls to take in the metal approximately 2 inches. At that point, you also will elevate the forming roll to exceed what you think will be needed to form a 10-inch radius. We'll demonstrate. Go. How much I got over here? You want to see?
Raising the bending roll. Stop.
Okay. At this point, you'll hit the forward arrow and remove the metal. At this point, we'll grab the metal and we're going to take it around to the front. Let me get the, hold it right there for me, controller. At this point, you will take your pre-bend out, take the other piece in, on there, and you'll feed it in.
All right, get ready to stop. Stop.
Now,
Okay.
we will elevate the forming roll. Feed it back. Elevate the forming roll forward. Feed it back in.
Nice looking cone you got there.
Elevate. 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 At this point, you gotta be careful. At this point, we'll release. Simplify or make it easy. Drop your pinch roll down. Lower your forming roll out. Your bottom pinch roll. Lower it. You want to give me a hand here? Lift it up.
And we have approximately a 10-inch diameter cylinder.
I'd like to briefly go over conical shapes. You start out with a piece of metal formed approximately like this, and at that point, what you will do is you will remove this door after achieving a pinch point down in the center here, depending on the length of your cone, needs to pinch there. What you will then do is remove this door, break the coupling, and you will loosen or you will drop this pinch roll down. Your metal will be forced up against this horn. At that point, you will come to the back. You will remove this door. And because the larger side will be in this area, you will drop this down because it's a larger radius, keeping the metal forced up against the horn for control.